this point.
You have 100% lost your... Yeah, actually, f you. I'm keeping the fiver.
Aww.
Okay, I get paid more than
Wait,
a
wait,
fiver
wait.
every half hour. You've wasted 40 minutes of my time.
Okay, just a little side note, Rune. Now, plans might have changed, but I might still be coming to London. Okay.
Fine. Yeah, well, that is completely irrelevant. But anyway, welcome back to the Roadish Pod.
We're all a bit salty today.
Maybe, just a little bit. And you know what? Maybe the subject of today's pod will help us resolve the saltiness. Right. Before we get into all of that, even though that me and Ley have quite clearly been sat here for an extended period of time, and I haven't actually asked because I saved it for the pod. I'm going to start with Ley because you, Armand, you can go next. How are you?
I'm alright. I've just been working away, doing a load of different design jobs. And
Nice.
Still unpacking the house, which
Still?
feels like an unendable task. I swear to God. It's like I unpack a box, and somehow it makes a mess somewhere else, and it just feels like I'm moving the mess around the house, and I'm never going to be done.
You're just shuffling it from one space to another. I mean, isn't that a metaphor for life?
Yeah.
You're just putting the mess somewhere else so it looks tidier, but actually you've still got the mess to sort.
Pretty much. Plus, I need to bribe you to come and put a lot of holes in my walls. That's a weird sentence.
I will put holes wherever you want me to. Oddly enough, I have next week off of work. I believe the only day I'm not free is like Thursday or something. So yeah, we should do something in person at some point, like pod related. I mean, we're gonna have an evening at some point next week. As was been mentioned on the pod before, me and Ley live like within 15 minutes of each other. Yeah. Whereas Armand's about 15 hours away. Anything else been going on at Ley?
No, not really.
No real exciting stuff.
Got a gig this Friday. I'm excited for that. New lineup finally gets to play together.
Ah, yes, new band people.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
But yeah, other than that, same old, same old. How about you, Rune?
Oh, I'm being asked. Yeah, okay, he is really going last. Not an awful lot. There's a lot of stress going on at work because people keep leaving. We've had another notice hand in, so that's been something. Not the absolute end of the world, but it is what it is. As I just mentioned, I got a week off next week, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Mainly because I keep being pestered to actually take holiday because I still have like most of it left. So even after this, I have a significant amount of holiday to take. I just don't ever take holiday apparently. As I mentioned to you earlier, I've done my back in because I am 60. I've been sat in a very awkward position at work doing a very particular job for about a week and a half, and I seem to have pulled some sort of nerve that's hurt the back of my legs. So I've been hobbling around actually like an old man. And then that's kind of been it, other than the disappointing news. I think I've mentioned in a very, very old pod about the animals that live in the building that I live in. Yeah, there was a cat called Flower who was roughly, I think, 19 or 20 years old, something around that. She was unfortunately put down today. So, bit upsetting. But
night, Flower.
Yeah, lived a very, very long life for a cat. Did very, very well. Still very chirpy, but unfortunately kidneys started to fail, and it was the decision was made. So yeah, a bit upset about that one, but it is what it is. Other than that,
it is what it is.
I mean, it is. 20 years for a cat is something.
Exactly.
It's a long life. Yeah, I mean.
Best choice, really.
I wonder what the average is for a cat. I don't know. I'd assume that.
I think it's around 16, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. But it is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
12 to 18 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it seems about right. Okay, just above average then. Same story of my life.
Some felines even get to 30%. So
30%.
30 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've heard of 30 years. There was that cat in the news ages ago that when it passed away, it was the oldest cat, but I can't remember how old that one was. Yeah, other
What's
than
your
that,
what's your obsession with old things?
I
Oldest person,
don't
oldest cat, oldest civilization.
know. It
You
just
know,
interests me. I'm old, so I have to.
not you, but like humans in general.
Oh no, I just have to throw back to when I was born, like 400 years ago or whatever. Nostalgia trip. And then other than that, not an awful lot, I guess. I'll have more stories probably next week because I'm having the week off, so there'll be loads of stuff going on, and I'll come back with
There'll
some
be
stuff then.
adventures.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm not going to spend the whole week like just stuck inside. I feel like I've got enough planned. I would hope so anyway. And finally, Armand.
Hello.
How you doing, Dick?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Thanks for.
Yeah. Thank you. That's literally it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Well,
Doing
nothing been
amazing.
going on.
I'm getting a new job.
Yeah, fuck it! I swear to God. How do you?
Are you fed up with the old one, or have you been offered
one
another?
sec.
Oh, God. We knew this. We knew this was gonna happen.
Nah. We good. No, because normally yeah. So I'm getting a new job. It's not that I got fed up. It's just that my previous job was very poorly paid. And you're like, oh, you're young. Of course, you're gonna be poorly paid. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, that is how that works.
The job I'm currently going in, I'm getting paid £400 a week.
Okay. Can you
for 4 days of work, and the hours aren't even that long.
Okay. Ley, you gonna ask something?
I was gonna say, is this to replace the tutoring one or the chef one?
Chef one.
Okay.
That was
I swear, when you got the chef job, you were like, it pays so well.
I thought it did, but there's obviously better options, and this one pays much better because it's in a better restaurant, better area. And
you're staying in the same line of work then?
Yeah, same line of work. But it's not only am I moving up in restaurants and area and all that, but I'm also moving up in position. I am no longer the guy that like cuts the carrots.
You're no longer line cook. Okay.
I'm no longer line cook. Because I'll be working in like a buffet style restaurant.
Okay.
And in this specific one, they have a section where there's a guy that cooks the food in front of you. Like you put like they have like a little section with uncooked like noodles and all that shit. You put it on the plate, and then you bring it to the guy, and the guy asks you what meat you want, and he puts the meat on the grill, does it nicely with the vegetables, put some sauces, makes it all fancy. Makes it a little bit like a 3-minute show while it cooks, and then gives it to you. So that's what I'll be doing.
Oh, I'm sure there is a name for it, but yeah, it sounds reasonable. I totally thought you were just packing it in and being like, no, I hate it. I was like, yeah, we called this. Also, as a editing note for the future, I would put it in of where maybe Armand did say at some point that he got paid reasonably well for the old job. I'm not going to dig through the old pods and find that exact quote.
Too much work.
A little bit too much with how much else I've got to do. There's so much to do. There's so much to do. And I don't think I formally said thanks for posting up on Sunday. This is a plug for us at the same time as a thank you to you for posting up the TikTok on Sunday.
You should go follow us.
Yeah, you should go follow us. There's going to be some more stuff on there. Do we admit to it? I feel like we should of the method that we're now going through.
Oh, that we cheated and used AI.
I mean, I've had a look through, so I don't know if you guys notice this going through TikTok. Just I don't know, not to say daily basis. I typically have a quick scroll through on my breaks at work. It seems like a lot of other places use possibly the same AI that we have tried.
They absolutely do. Yeah.
It's got the same font and colors.
It makes sense, and why make your life harder when there's something that could make it much simpler?
Yeah, of course. And like, so the one that we're using, I can't remember the name of, but it gives us the clips and it gives us like a rating. You can change the text in it, all this, that, and the other. And as an editing background kind of side hobby thing was once paid for kind of deal, adding closed captions in an editing software that doesn't allow subtitles, like just subtitling from sound, my God, it takes so long.
Yeah.
Even for like a 60-second, maybe even a 30-second clip, You could be spending like this might be a fault on me not being versed in that too well. It took me like 45 minutes to do a 25-second clip, which is just insane to line up every single word. But yeah, the AI just makes sense. It does just make sense. And then doing the small edits afterwards. Anyway, this is a big loop around to say go follow us on TikTok. The links are going to be in the description as they always are.
Thanks.
Shall we? Is there anything else that anyone wants to go over before we go into what we're going into today?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but
not necessarily. What does that mean?
Yeah, but there might be.
Oh, well, it's like there's nothing of interest to the podcast.
Okay,
well, maybe some stuff will come up in here, seeing
Maybe.
as this slightly links to some private conversations that we've had, but we don't have to give away any private info. If there is something that you don't want to go over, you want muted or anything like that, let me know and I'll do that. I was going to say on the fly, but it's not going to be on the fly. It's going to be afterwards.
That's fine.
Only talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. But I feel like this could be an introspective look, maybe a learning experience. I feel like this could be quite fun at the same time. And I feel like there'll be some funny stories in it as well. I'll probably be the last to answer the question, so you two can pick between you of who wants to answer it first. Maybe we'll just take it in turns. But, Armand, we have been over a little bit of this before, but we're gonna do a relationship pod.
Oh,
We're gonna do
podcast, no episode, season 1, episode 2, all over again.
I think it was that early when we were going over previous partner stories, something along them type of lines. But this is going to be a bit more broad and hopefully a little bit more, how would I word this? Less personal to us, but we could apply personal experiences. Make sense?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So it's going to be a little bit like a round table. The questions are going to be as open or as short as you want. If you want to do a brevity thing, I'm really bad at it. I'm bad at brevity. I like explaining and having clarification and all of that kind of thing. But you can make these as long as short as you want. I've got a few questions. You can dig into them as much as you like. But the first one I have is, what's the longest relationship you've been in? Obviously quite a short answer. Who wants to go first? Ley, go for it.
I believe. How long was it? I'm not good at remembering. I think it was about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that
say
feels about right.
Decent chunk of time.
Yeah.
Armand, what do you reckon?
2 weeks.
Come on. Give me a bit more credit than that.
4 days.
I was going to say 45 minutes.
Okay. That doesn't exist. That's not real.
Yeah. The longest one. Right, I'm obviously quite young. So the longest one that I could actually call a relationship, I'd have to say 8 months.
8 months. Okay, I'd say that's reasonable for us knowing what your exact age is.
Yeah.
I'd say that's...
I'm 12.
Yeah. Well, you're at 12 and a half, about to be 13. Yeah, remember.
Yeah.
And I maybe are doing a little bit of a self-admit in this, so I'll say my longest, and then I'm going to say my shortest. And feel free to ask as many questions as you want. You guys can do the same with your ones as well. So my longest, I believe, was 4 years, almost 5. I want to say about. I'm reasonably good at doing anniversary dates. I quite like that type of thing.
Rune Scooty Wooty.
Well, I remember them. It doesn't necessarily mean I do something for it. Yes, I am. Okay, It fucking works. Okay, it works.
I know it works. Yeah. I'm aware.
So it was. I think it was 4 years, 8 months. But it was up and down, up and down. And my yeah, this is a total self-report. My shortest was 4 days.
You're gonna have to elaborate. How old were you for starters?
Oh shit, me. I'm gonna take a guess that I think had I left school by this point? It was just after, so I would have been 18. So it would have been, because I decided I was going to do 2 years of A levels, which is what I think that's A levels, and then if you do 1 year it's AS levels. I think that's the way around it worked.
Yeah.
So I signed up for 2, did 1. The girl that I was seeing decided to do the 2 because she wanted to go to uni and she was doing the UCAS and all that kind of thing. That is relevant because it was part of the reason as to why that became a thing. But yeah, I would still apologize to this day if we had any form of contact. But yeah, just kind of stayed around one night. Nothing happened. Nothing did happen. But asked her out on that night. I needed a place to crash at the same time, so kind of worked hand in hand. And then it was over the course of a weekend, and then saw her on Monday, and I was like, nah. It was totally like an insecurity thing for me because I knew that this person was going off to uni. I had like mega health condition stuff going on at the time. There was just lots of different things that were like, this seems pointless to me in the nicest way that I could like frame that, but I did not go about it the nicest way. I got some angry messages from the friends, totally justified, because I essentially said, yeah, don't want to do this, sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was
it's like that, no explanation.
I explained to the friend because I'd already been blocked on everything by the person, and I don't want to like name names or anything. So I explained to the friend, and I think that was I had more of a conversation with the friend than I did with her.
Wow.
For the whole time that we had been together, and I'm doing air quotes, obviously. It was not good. I should not have done that. It was not a good way to go about it. It was a learning experience. I don't even know if I can say that. But yeah, I'm sorry if you're still out there. Yeah, sorry about that one.
My bad.
I think maybe like if we had spoken maybe a month or 2 afterwards, I think it would have been somewhat understandable. Obviously, from my viewpoint, I did not frame it correctly at all. Like I didn't say it was pointless. I was just like, I don't see it going anywhere because they're going off to uni, gonna have their whole other life of this, that, and the other. I'm gonna be and was then stuck in a hospital. So it's like, where's the time in that? Like, what are we investing into this? So maybe I cut it off a little bit early, quite coldly, but here we are.
If it was meant to be, it would have been.
Yeah, exactly. But
or it's gonna be. You never know. You never know.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. Let's not put downers on what's currently going on, shall we?
I got run in trouble.
I might be after. No, I'm fine.
The level of panic that went through your mind very quickly there. That was impressive.
I was like, how do I adequately respond to this to shut it down really quickly? And I don't think there is an adequate way to do it. Do you guys want to say what you consider your shortest? Because
I'm trying to think what it would be.
I mean,
6 weeks.
6 weeks is reasonable. I would still consider that a relationship. I mean, some people would argue that 4 days is not a relationship, but I formally asked her out, asked to be the girlfriend, all this, that, and the other.
6 weeks, and it was in those 6 weeks you had all the stages of relationship, marriage, engagements, and everything, and only in 6 weeks it was crazy, and divorce. We went from like the first 3 days, it was like perfect, and then we had our first argument on the 4th day, which was like, oh,
that's a red flag. 4th day argument.
No. Right, no, we were talking for like a month before that, but we went like in a relationship. Like I haven't asked her out, right?
Yeah.
The 4th day we had an argument. I can't remember what the fuck it was. The first week goes by, it's fine. 2nd week, she gets really close. I hang around her place a lot. 3rd week, it was like we were arguing every single hour of the day. Jesus. No matter what. She was like, "Why are you socks green? You know, like why did you pick that t-shirt? Like this stupid shit."
Yeah.
So small arguments every day, like just constantly like, why are your socks green? Why are you wearing that t-shirt? All stupid shit, right? It's the thing that don't matter. And then 4th week, it was good. It was good, but it wasn't exactly distance, but it was cooling off a little bit. You know, it was more of like, I'm here for you, you're here for me. You know, 5th week, there was some distance, but honestly, I don't know. Like I put some distance in because I started noticing some red flags. And then
like an argument on the 4th day, that would
yeah.
And then on the 6th week, on the Tuesday, she said I love you. I didn't feel the same. I couldn't say it. And then from Tuesday till Sunday, it was constant phone calls of her crying and begging. And I was like, I don't want this. And I left.
I would say
Maybe-
that's reasonable. Like from that, I mean, 6 weeks isn't unheard of being able to like be pretty
Yeah.
clear and open. But like the ups and downs that you've had, it sounds very dramatic.
Yeah.
Which in the first 6 weeks, you should kind of still be in like a honeymoon period type of deal.
Yeah.
I'm way too chill for that nonsense. I'd be like, well, okay, no, bye.
I've lost your number. Sorry, who is this? Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. No, and I mean, it was fair. It was last summer. You know, like not this summer that passed, the summer before that.
Yeah.
So I need summer of 2022. I mean, it was what it was. It was something to learn on, you know.
This will definitely
But-
play into one of the questions later as well, which is helpful, but it's a bit of an insight. It's a learning experience.
I will. What I've learned from that relationship is, you know, set your boundaries straight from the beginning.
Mm.
You know?
That's fair. Well, save a little bit of that because that might be a question coming up.
I have
Anyways.
remembered my shortest one.
Yeah, go for it.
I
24 hours.
think it was about 2 months.
Oh,
Okay, so about 8 weeks, 2 months or so.
Yeah. And
God,
it was during...
I feel like absolute dog shit. Thanks, guys.
Well, to be fair, if you counted all the times we were actually face to face during this 2 months,
Yeah.
it was probably about 3 days.
Oh, right, okay.
So
Oh, wait.
wait, wait, wait.
I might have a story that'll make you feel a bit less bad.
Okay,
But I don't consider.
tell it after Lay's thing. but
Okay.
yeah,
Go continue,
brevity wise,
continue.
but yeah, go for it.
But yeah, it was during COVID, so obviously we weren't allowed outside. So
Oh, that does
It was
change
the-
it a bit.
dumbest point in the world to start a relationship.
There was a
So,
lot
like-
of phone
So
sex there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, we make do, okay? We're socially distanced. I'm not going to distance my hand from
was-
my... Anyway.
Sad and alone. Leave me alone. But yeah, once like the restrictions lifted, I still like just constantly had an excuse not to see me, and then I realized he hadn't told any of his friends that I existed,
Okay.
and then I was like, "Are you gonna tell your friends? Because I know your friends." He was like, "Nah." I was like, "Okay,
This
this
is
is
straight
weird now," and yeah, he just like kept playing the, "Oh, I want you to be like my thing that only I know," and I was like, "Okay, no, I'm too old for this shit. Bye."
Yeah. I have a... Was this person in a relationship with someone else?
No.
Okay, that's the flag that it raises in my head. Is like, I'm gonna keep you as a secret. I'm like, why?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just genuinely was a bit weird.
Great choice, amazing, well done.
I'm so sorry if that person hears this podcast.
Nah, fuck you. You're a secret in the dark.
But yeah, it just made me feel like, like I was some sort of like ugly monster that had to be hidden away. So I was like, nah.
Yeah, maybe not gonna go down that route. Anyway, Armand, go for it. What's the story that's gonna make me feel a bit better? But I'm gonna rip the shit out of you anyway. Go on.
I don't necessarily consider this a relationship, even though I went through all the steps of what you said. I don't consider it a relationship because I was 13. Okay.
This isn't regarding the story that you just told, no?
No.
Okay, this is a different person. Okay, yeah.
This is a different person. I
Yeah.
was 13, right? I was in like year 8, right?
I think that's
And-
how that works.
Yeah, and I had a crush on this girl since she's 6. And in year 8, she broke up with the boyfriend.
Wait. You broke up ever so slightly there, and I really want you to clarify. She wasn't 6 years old. She was in year 6.
Year 6.
She was in year 6,
I
which
had a
makes
crush-
her how old?
11. No.
Okay.
I had a crush on her since year 6.
Oh right, since year 6. Okay, so
We were both in the same year group.
okay. I'm It's a weird one because you're both. Yeah. Anyway, let's not go down that.
Anyway, I'm gonna speak very calm and collected because to not make any mistakes like that.
Okay, no, that's fine.
She broke up
Enunciate.
with a boyfriend,
Yeah.
right? And then my friend at the time saw this as an opportunity because he knew I liked her for us to get together. So I was like, oh, lovely.
Okay.
So he goes, puts in a good word for me, And then we start hanging out. We were like hanging out, talking, but we weren't dating or like, together. Whatever. And I remember one time we were like at the shore, we were looking towards the water, and I was sitting next to her on this rock. And I went to her, I was like, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And she says, "Yes." And I'm like, "Cool." 2 days later, I receive a text message saying, saying, "You don't care about me. I want to break up." And 13-year-old me was retarded. I'm not saying me now is not, but 13-year-old me was even more retarded. And I was like,
surprising.
What do you mean? What do you mean I don't care about you? And it's like, oh, you don't text me? I was like, because I didn't know what the fuck texting was back then. I was like, phone is phone. We used to play Clash Royale,
Okay.
So I'm texting, and then in school I'd go and see her, and it's like, hi. And I say hi, and like look at her, and I'm like, oh, yeah, see you later. I've got a lesson now.
This is totally how it works.
So yeah, so that was my 2-day relationship.
Okay. Well, it doesn't make me feel any better because you're literally children.
Yeah.
I was what I would consider like maybe had a few wrinkles in my brain to maybe put together that I shouldn't have done what I did, but here we are. Anyway, this is the next question kind of refers to what we were almost just saying anyway. With all that you've learned, we'll go into maybe like conflict resolution kind of stuff in a minute. But I feel like leading into that, with all the stuff that you've now learned, what kind of attributes do you look for in people that you're hoping to date or take further than just kind of a casual, I don't want to say like in a sexual way, but like if you're just seeing someone casually, that you maybe have an interest in, like a friend that then you want to take further, is there certain like values or attributes that you look for? Green flags, definitely. Essentially.
Yeah. I'd say, for me at least, because I'm autistic, it has to be someone I'm comfortable unmasking around. So if it's someone that I can't just relax around, then that's stupid.
You must have other markers, like certain things that you look for.
Yeah, I was trying to. My brain couldn't put together the words to make a sentence for a second there. So, my big thing is like open transparency. So, like, I'm probably too honest sometimes, but
there's no such thing as too honest.
Nah, you'd be surprised.
Some people get really rubbed the wrong way when you actually answer the question with not just placating them.
Yeah.
And giving them an actual opinion, and they'll be like, what? We'll be like, yeah, I'm not just going to, well, exactly that, placate into what they want to hear. You actually tell them something that you're honest about. People will lose their fucking minds over it. It's insane.
And, like, so yeah, I have, like, full transparency and honesty. They have to be a nerd of some kind, otherwise we're not going to get on.
Yeah, of course.
Musicians help, but also musicians are dicks.
Yeah.
As one, I can confirm I am a dick.
As someone who has stepped away from that space, most of them are pricks.
Yeah. That's why I say it helps, but it's not necessary because most of them are annoying. And that's kind of it, to be honest. I don't think I have... Well, no. If they're a man, I probably will be more attracted to them if they have a beard. And if they're a woman, I love them.
Just no bias there at all.
And if they're non-binary, I'm like, yay!
Nice. Armand, what are your basic markers? What do you have less life experience, blah blah blah, caveat, blah blah blah, all that bollocks. Typical stuff do you like look for, like as a maybe a foundation that maybe you can build off of?
For me, they have to be a nice person. I can't deal with, excuse the language, but I can't deal with bitches. Okay? If you're going to be a bitch, don't do it towards me. Oh, actually, don't do it to anyone. Why are you going to be a bitch? Why are you going to be horrible? Be nice. Love the ones around you.
This seems like a if you don't have anything nice to say, say nothing at all type of deal.
Yeah.
In a way, I guess so, but like there's people that the way they say, even when you can be honest, but if you know how to spin it, you can sound as a better person than someone who's going to lie to your face,
Yeah.
So I need someone who honest for me is like if you can charm me with your words before you can charm me with like your physical appearance, like charm me with your brain before you charm me with your physical appearance, and you've got me. You know. Another thing. Here's the thing. I don't like really, really smart people because they're miserable.
More often than not, yeah. I see themselves as a bit outside. Is
There
this
you
why
go.
you love me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Obviously.
So for me, I'd rather have my happy idiot than my miserable smart ass, you know?
Yeah.
So someone who's like particularly happy, you know? Like not particular, like you're happy most of the times. Like there's not many things around you that upset you, but when there's something that upsets you, it's something serious. Not like, oh, I didn't have my red socks this morning and now I'm upset for a week. Like
yeah, you're looking for some sort of what I would consider emotional intelligence. Is that they're typical like happy-go-lucky, but like constantly having. I don't want to say like emotional breakdowns because that seems a bit excessive, but if there's a plethora of small things that are largely inconsequential, most people are going to get annoyed with that. It's emotionally draining.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I need someone who's like stable. You know, I have to be a bit mentally stable.
What's that like?
That would be amazing.
You know, like I get like not. See, I can't be too picky because then I seem like a dick, right?
There is a line.
Do I have a checklist? Do I have a checklist? Yes. Are there some things on there that have to be necessary? Yes. Okay.
But not right. All of it is
not all of it.
Right? The checklist might be like necessary but not sufficient.
Yeah. For example, my future wife, the mother of my children, has to be from Eastern Europe or Romania. Because I want to carry on the culture. I want to carry on, not necessarily the tradition, but the culture, the cultural difference between someone from Eastern Europe and someone from Western Europe or someone from Britain or someone from America is wildly different.
This is sounding a little bit white supremacist, but all right.
A little bit. Carry on.
No.
I get what. Okay, so I get what you mean.
I do where you're coming from. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a value-based thing of like you want to carry on.
I was raised by different values. I was raised by different morals. I have different respect for things compared to other people, right? This morning. I'm still in school for those that don't know, and I was in form, and this girl started arguing with the teacher, right, about her not wanting to do her application right now, and she wanted to do it later. She had a dead half hour. Right, because we couldn't leave the class. We just had to stay there for half an hour. She had that half hour where she could have just done that, get out of the way, and then had the rest of the day, you know? But no, she's like, oh, you can't force me to do it now. Why?
That seems more like a lazy value or like someone who's like procrastinating rather than like Eastern.
Yeah.
No, but like she didn't have the respect to just be like, okay, I'll do it now. Not like that respect necessarily, but like it's someone older, someone in a position of superiority, someone in a position of power over you, right? You're in school, you're a child that made your position. They have power. Not necessarily, they can command you around, but they can have a certain way of telling you what to do. That's their job, right? So, but there's an Eastern European girl in that class. And when she was like, I don't know if I should do it now. And it was like, oh, it's better if you do it now. She's like, okay, I'll do it now. You know, she listened. She went because she understood, oh, this person's older. They probably know more than me. They understand that, you're not on top of the world. But 98% of the British girls and Western girls that I've met and talked to, no offense to you, Ley, but you're not like that. But they
you're a good
fucked
one.
in the head. You're a good one, Ley.
No, that's a meme. No, don't do that. Oh, you're a good one. Jesus fuck. Okay.
Oh wow. Carry on.
Oh fuck me.
They slow in the head. And
Okay.
They argue for stupid reasons.
I'm gonna stop you before you dig such a massive hole. Jesus fuck, dude. Okay. So we're not shooting it down as like a cultural thing or like a regional type thing because it's very much not. It's gonna be a value-based thing that isn't necessarily tied to a culture. I understand the wording that you've used probably isn't going to come across all that well. That's fine. We can give you leeway on that one. It will be values that are based on like teaching aspects, like how someone views like a parent will transfer over to how they see a teacher and whatnot. Yeah. There are going to be plenty of people that do share those values that aren't necessarily going to be Eastern women. Okay.
Oh no, I get that, but I've noticed it most in Eastern women.
Yeah, I not to say I'm agreeing with you. Your pool of people that you're pulling these experiences from is so small. Like you're in, the living example that you've got or the life example that you've got is one particular class, and I'm not saying that it's not going to be like that or it's not going to be like that outside.
I don't mean to demean you in any way, shape, or form, but I've lived in more countries than you, right? And you say, oh yeah, but you had less time to live. I've lived in more countries. I've lived in more cities. I've lived in a wider range of experiences.
True. I've also met more people than you probably will in your life.
Yeah.
It's going to be the pool of people that you pull from and who you're going to be surrounded by in different aspects of your life. It is constantly going to change. You're going to see a wide range of people, and it's not going to be down to a regional thing. It's going to be a background thing. It might even be a class thing.
That's true.
And again, not to degrade it in any way, because I don't know what it's like on the whole, but the area that you're from, without doxing or saying specific places, isn't particularly known for variety. Like if you were to go to a school in, say, like you, as you've mentioned, that you want to go to a school in London, the attitude that people are going to have to, say, college professors and like uni people is going to be massively different. Not just because you've changed place, but you've changed the environment in which people are there for. Like at the moment, it's mandatory. Like a lot of people do not want to be there. They're not going to want to listen to who they're there for. You go into a uni, people have paid to be there. You're always going to get like, there's probably a decent handful of people that just do not give a fuck. That's fine. Let them do their thing. They'll go off and work in shops, and maybe some of them become successful off of mummy dabbity money. But the reasoning of why they're there is going to change massively to then their values. It's going to lend itself to more background stuff than you'll be aware of. So you can make stereotypes about lots of different people. My dad used to do this all the time. It really used to piss me off. And it was a bias that I had I'll try and keep this short. People in certain shops that were owned by a particular culture of people. I don't know a nicer way of being able to say that, but I hope that you know what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Yeah.
He made those people seem really scary, and he would. Armand, I've told you the word that he's used beforehand. I'm pretty sure I told you, because I will not repeat it on here because it's so degrading, it's unreal. He still uses that word. Now knowing it, like the shop up the top of the road, I was going to use the phrase filled with them, but the whole family lives there. The whole family are fucking amazing. Like the first job that I ever had was run by a Sikh family, and he was called John, but I'm sure he had what I would consider I believe he's from Punjab, so he had a Punjab name, but John was just what he was known as here, what he was comfortable with, telling people, and blah, blah, blah. In my head, because of how I'd been raised beforehand, was to see him with a little bit of maybe malice. Right, we are going to move on from the weird jurisdiction, Eastern, Western fight. Maybe that's something that we can we'll do a whatever podcast remake in the future.
The only Western woman I accept, small side note, is a South American woman. But we don't talk about that.
She's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so lost, and I don't want to know.
Good. That's that. You know what? That's fair.
That's acceptable.
I'm too scared of the answer, to be perfectly honest.
Exactly. Anyway, let's move on to something that maybe we can wrap up in the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. There's only 2 left, and then if we want to ask any bigger questions that might come up from whatever we've gone over so far. How do you approach bringing up a touchy subject? So I don't have an example off the top of my head for one of these type of things, but say that your partner, imaginary, you've got a partner at this particular time, and they do something that maybe irks you a little bit. I'm not saying it has to be anything big or small. It could be as simple as they're not the type of person to do the washing up after you've had dinner. It could be just something as small as that, but it's something that's constant. It's a weird reminder that you're just not happy with a certain instance or situation that's happening. How would you go about bringing that up?
Right. This is where being autistic helps me.
Okay.
Because firstly, just suck at lying, and I can't be bothered to lie, and I can't be bothered to hide my feelings. It's too
Emotionally
complicated.
draining. Yeah, it's just draining.
Can't be asked with that shit. So if my partner's done something that's annoyed me, I'll be like, hey, I need to address something with you. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I just want you to know how it makes me feel, and maybe we can come up with a compromise to correct it. Go in. Done.
Nice. Okay. So it's very open from the off, essentially.
Yeah.
It's that you want to address it as is.
Yeah, as I say, like, honesty is like the biggest thing, in my opinion. And so, if you can't tell me when I've pissed you off, why are we in a relationship?
Yes, I agree with that. Like, I cannot tell you how much I agree with that. You know,
Nice.
For me, communication is extremely important. And you know what pisses me off? You know what gets to me at night? Where you don't communicate with me, and then you're always fucked off with me, you're always angry at me, but you will not tell me why.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
And I'm there, and I'm trying to communicate with you. I don't want to say I'm wasting time, but I'm wasting like 3 hours trying to get an answer out of you, and you're just like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. No.
I think the typical trope is like not the mind reader.
Yeah.
Essentially, is like, none of us are mind readers. Maybe we can pick up on a cue. I'm horrendous for it. I will ask someone quite a few times just throughout a day if they're okay, and it might get annoying. And like it has been said to me before, is like sometimes it feels like when I ask if they're okay, it seems like because they're off, and I'm like picking up on something that they're not aware of me being like, I can tell something's wrong with you. You're okay, and I keep asking it. For me, it's just it almost comes as a conversational type of thing. It'd be like, are you alright? Are you doing okay? I'm just doing the check-ins. Ley, you know how often I'll send out messages. I haven't done it more recently, but I'll just send out check-ins to random people and be like, you doing alright? Just doing a check-in. Nothing major. No,
never checked
like,
in on me.
Yeah, but we talk often enough I don't have to, because we're just like, you doing alright?
Okay.
So like it'll be people like so before I met Summer, there was someone that I was talking to. Armand, oddly enough, we were in a call when this happened. It was a Tinder thing. That person I haven't spoken to for quite some time now. But every 2 or 3 weeks, maybe most, because we don't see each other face to face, I'll just shoot off a message. You doing all right? Just doing a check-in. How are things? And we'll have a bit of a back and forth, and that'll be the end of it. There's no pressure. There's no overarching. But I do agree, the whole conversational thing. Armin, if you want to carry on with your thing of getting frustrated at night.
No, because honestly, it pisses me off, because here's what happens, right? They don't say anything, right? They'll get frustrated, or they'll get angry, or there is something that I've done, right? Something that I might have not picked up on. I might have just done out of me being me. And they don't like it. Okay, I understand that. But instead of sitting there, right? And like, there's no way. Wait, I need to Google translate this word, because this word is really important.
Okay. Bit worried about this one's going to be.
Yeah.
I feel like you're having like shower thoughts 4 hours after a conversation. You'll be like, I had a really good comeback then.
Really? Is that? It's like a reproach, I guess. That's
reproach.
Reproach, right?
Yeah.
Right. Instead of coming back to me, or like after we broken up, right? You are being all hurt and be like, oh, I went tonight crying and he didn't do anything. Yes, we live in different houses. You know, I don't know how you go to bed. You know, I text you good night and you text me good night, and we say all the, cutie wooty stuff, and then you say, oh, I went to bed crying every night while he was sound asleep. If there was a problem, I could have said, if there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. If there was a problem, come talk to me about it.
Yeah, something needs to be said.
I do agree, yeah.
Like, don't sit there, keep it all inside you, and then break up with me, and then be like, oh, he never cared. I care, and I ask constantly, are you okay? Is everything all right? I'm like, what's up? What's on your mind? I always ask this stuff, like, at least once a day. Every single one of those questions is asked, right?
Yeah, of course.
And after all of that, they're like, no, it's all fine, or it's okay. But you know what pisses me off? If there's like, it's fine, full stop. Like if they change out the way they text, I know there's something wrong, and I'll push a bit further. But if they keep the same way of texting or the same way of talking, they mask it up real good, and then they come back to me later and say, oh, you're a bitch. That gets on my nerves.
I feel like the best response, like in text form to this kind of thing, is K.
Yeah.
You might just end up killing someone.
The last time I got a K, I got so pissed off, I threw my phone onto the ground. Rude, if you really want to piss me off sometime, if I send you a message or something, right, and like a question, and you respond with K, I will be. I hate it because in my eyes it's disrespectful. How much longer does it take you to put an O before that K and then an AY or just an OK, or like KK? Drives me up the walls.
Yeah, that's fair. So you sound like you're really good at conflict avoidancy and like really like bringing up touchy subjects. You do really well at it. You just throw your phone, call them a bitch, break up.
I don't. I try to confront every problem and make the relationship as open as possible and make sure the communication is good and everything. I do everything I possibly can on my side. What I can't do is communicate for the both of us, care for the both of us. I can't do that all the time.
Yeah, of course.
I am pulling my weight and yours. But I can't do that for too long.
I feel like this is a learning experience for you, that recognizing when someone else is having a bit of a... Let's give them a load of charity and say they're having a hard time voicing the particular issue that they're having because you're getting K as a response, or I'm fine with a period afterwards. You're dead by that point, okay? Expect the gun. I feel like you might need some certain responses that don't sound creepy, like you can talk to me. That's probably not the best way to go about it, but some sort of dialogue that you can have that would maybe make the other person feel a little bit more open to at least maybe trying to explain. Even if it's just like, because I've not say I've used it, but it's something that I'll at least ask, and I have done in the past. It's like, I understand that something might be off at the moment. You might be having a hard time explaining it in text. If you want to write out something quite long and give me time to respond to you, that's fine. If you don't think I can help with this, usually by that point is maybe you can talk to so-and-so and they might be able to help you word this in a way that you think is reasonable. So it's like trying to keep it as calm as possible without saying calm the fuck down, essentially.
Yeah.
Because telling anyone to calm down
won't go well.
No, it's gonna do the opposite. Most people don't respond well to that.
For me, right? If someone tells me to calm down, and I it's a person that I respect, right? Like if Rune would tell me to calm down, right? Or if my dad would tell me to calm down, right? But he'd say it in a nice way, like he'd know I'm angry. He'd be like, "Hey, let's chill out a bit," like, "Oh, it's calm down. It's not that deep," I'd be like,
I like how you just made it quite clear that I don't have your respect.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna calm down. Well, something to
Ley, no, with all due respect, I haven't talked to you as much.
No, I'm messing with you.
I haven't got to know. I haven't talked to you that much. I haven't got to know you that well.
God, he's such a snowflake, isn't he?
I know, right?
Every little thing is. Well, one example I was going to bring up is like, I don't know if Armand, you might have noticed this through the pod. I don't say calm down. I say take a sec. So if there's like, if we get really heated, it'd be like, take a second. Just, that's all you have to do. Just usually take a second. Someone will take a deep breath. I don't need to tell them to take a deep breath. They'll do it for me. It sounds really manipulative, but for some reason...
You make me sound like you're a bitch because I always do that.
Yeah. But it works because you're not like pinpointing the exact thing. You're giving like a weird workaround that's like, just take a sec. In that second... Usually it's a reasonable response, and for some reason most of the time people don't see reason when they're having an argument. That's fine. It could be just irrational. That's fine to have as well. If you want to raise your voice, I'm not one to shout and do all this, that, and the other. I keep a really calm demeanor. It pisses some people off, but saying take a sec, there's nothing aggressive about it, and they will just breathe for a second. Usually that will just tone things down just enough that you can at least chat about something, rather than yeah, and then you're good. Just take a sec. It's fine. Final question. You guys ready? We can make it as long or short as you want.
Okay.
I've written the same question twice. I fucked myself. I've just realised. Hang on.
I have a question if you don't have another question.
Go for it. Last question. It's going to come from Ley. Go for it.
What's everybody's love language?
I was going to put this in the thing, but I don't know if we need to explain this one to Armand or not.
Really, Rune?
I don't know.
I have some wrinkles in my head. Okay, some.
Questionable. Massively questionable. Go on, go for it.
Okay, I'm very diversified, right? Physical touch for me is very important. Now, saying that, I've been a couple of long-distance relationships, but physical touch is a big thing for me. But I can live without it if I have other means of, like, you know, showing affection and love. You know, for me, words of affirmation, I overthink a lot. So if you constantly like message me every hour, just even an ILY, you know, I don't need the whole thing, just an ILY, like I miss you, like I'm thinking about that for me, best thing, you know, because I can sit down, be calm, you know, I'm like, okay, it's fine, I'm relaxed, they're okay with me, you know. Oh,
I just messaged you my ILY.
Right.
If I could put a Discord timer on and just do like a Nightbot stream chat and just send him a message every hour, just be like, my phone goes off at 3 a.m. Oh, he's thinking of me. So, nah, mate. It's a fucking Nightbot.
Anyway. Anyway, the words of affirmation for me are a big thing. But another thing, this is my way of showing affection. I like to treat my partner very well. Right? I like to buy them nice things. I like to take them out to nice places. I like to, this is gonna sound a bit crude in a way, but I like to show them the world, right? As much as I can at my age. I want to make them feel special. Okay. So for me, that means a lot. Like if I see that they're having a good time, if I see that they're enjoying themselves and they're genuinely happy, that brings me happiness as well.
Okay, that's fair. It's a bit of a split between, but I think it makes sense. I'll go next to you as Ley. Ley, you got one too. Don't worry, I messaged you as well.
I know, I saw. I giggled.
Yeah, you're not that special woman. Fuck you. So I'm along the same lines as Armand, but with the exclusion parts. So I'm very much a physical touch person. I'm like 95% physical touch. I don't know if it's maybe an upbringing type of thing. I do not need any words of affirmation. I think I tie it quite closely into. It's nice to hear. I'm really uncomfortable with compliments. I don't know how to respond to them. I don't know how to take them. I don't know what response I should have. For me, I don't know. There's this weird thing in my head that maybe slightly cringes. I don't need any outside validation to know my worth. Even if my worth is low on a particular day because I'm just having a bit of a shitty day, I don't need anyone else to tell me that. I'll be fine. I'm able to like self-sustain that. I
get what you mean, but
yeah, I don't need any outside influence to swing me one way or another on how I'm feeling. It's very much like an internal thing for me. I would think that mainly it's little things when it comes to excuse me. If it's not physical touch, it ends up usually being little thought gestures that makes up my like last 5%. So it might sound really stupid, but there are some days, even if I've had a bad day and I haven't told anyone I've had a bad day, again, not the exclusionary validness from other people, don't need it, blah blah blah. Sometimes I'll turn up at Summers and I'll have a Monster can, and like she would have bought me one. That's enough. My brain is full of all the dopamine. I'm good. Like it will just be the last little thing that I'm like, you know what? Today's not that big of a deal. It was stressful. I'm done with it now. I'm in the good place. But it could be something as simple as that, essentially.
That makes sense.
Of course it makes sense. I drink Monster like a Fucking ox in heat. Anyway.
That was breakfast for me this morning. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a white monster. That was my breakfast.
Based.
And then I had KFC.
Not based.
And then
breakfast?
No, that was like lunch, I guess. No, it was the closest thing to my school, and I was like, no, this is gonna sound really racist. What I'm about to say.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Well,
I was hanging around with 3 black dudes, and I asked them, "Hey yo, should we go get some food?" And I was like, "Hey yo, yeah, we should go KFC." And it's not racist, but one of the other black guys said, "Oh yeah, just because we're black, bro." He burst out laughing, and they all looked at me. And obviously, we all started laughing because it was funny. But,
I feel like it's very much like school playground drama.
Yeah.
Like, you're a little bit racist. Anyway, Ley, what's yours? Answer your own question.
So definitely physical touch is at the top of the list, I'd say.
See, I would have thought it'd be words of affirmation. I don't know why.
No, you weirdly no. I mean, I don't hate them, but I have the same thing as you. I think I was so badly treated as a child that now if someone compliments me, I'm like, that's a lie. No, wrong. I'm disgusting.
No, wrong.
Being bullshit.
Yeah.
Unless like I'm in like a really I really just don't like them.
I can hear you cringing.
I get your point. I like anyone that compliments me. There's not my bros. I don't trust them. Because my bros will tell me honest, like, "Hey, yo, bro, your chest is small, but your arms are big." They'll be honest with me, right? And I appreciate that. But when I have some bitch in my DM saying, "Oh, you look so good," I'm like, "Shut up." You know, like, nah. You know, so I don't trust words of affirmation like that. Compliments? Nah. I don't trust anyone with compliments.
Oh, well, I won't trust my best friend to compliment me. I'll be like, "Shut up, you're a liar."
Some bitch in my DMs.
Yeah, right. I tried to just hard avoid. In
Handbrake turn.
Showing...
Anyway, yeah.
In terms of like showing love, I'm definitely like a gift giver. Like I could not care less about getting presents, but my god, do I love giving presents.
Oh, nice. Are you decent at giving presents?
I'm so good at it. I spend way too long thinking about it for absolutely
I'm noticing a trend with autistic people. They put a lot of thought in the presents.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, I have a whole document on my computer that's just all the things I know all the people I care about like, so that when it comes to their birthday, I have a perfect starting point to find
That's
something.
so analytical.
Yeah, well, I'm autistic.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fine.
It's like...
Potato, tomato.
I'm trying to think how to word something without giving too much away, but someone said they wanted a particular thing offhandedly to me a couple of days ago. I've got it saved. I'm ready to buy it for when I need it.
Nice.
They're getting it. They have no idea, but they're getting it.
Well, I feel like that's the best way to go about it. Usually it's like an offhanded comment of like, "Oh, this is nice," or like, "Oh, one of these would be cool," or something like that. And it's like, right, make a mental note straight away. And just obviously try your best not to forget. But yeah, if you're making like an actual note of it, a bit harder to do so.
I do it with everyone I care about.
Nice.
I have one on you, Rune.
What?
I have one on you.
She has info on you, Rune. Run! Run for your life!
On that note, thanks for listening to the Roadish Podcast. I'm scared. I'm being stalked.
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to get you a nice present for your birthday, you fuck.
I
don't even know. I think I know Rune's birthday. Maybe.
Okay, so
they do keep it a secret.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this for the end of the pod. I don't make a big deal of my birthday at all. Maybe because I'm really bad at getting presents for other people, and I'm not fussed on cards or presents in any shape or form. I do the same thing every year: get a Chinese takeaway and watch a movie. I just do not make a big deal of yay vaginal canal day. I just got on. Oh. I'm not one to make a big deal of it. More than likely, hang on a minute. I'm just going to check while we're here. I don't believe I'm doing this. Okay.
I hate it.
There will be one day, okay? There will be one day that we will record the pod. and it will probably be my birthday.
Oh.
I will not mention it. It will not be mentioned. It will just be a thing, and that's fine. I'm more than fine with that. This is a warning, guy. Okay, this is the last words for the pod. If you make any kind of fuss on that particular day, I'll fucking hand you down. Anyway, any final words?
My birthday this year sucked. I hated it.
I try. Okay.
You did try. I know you tried. I was
try.
just in full I hate myself mode, and I didn't want it
Okay.
to be my birthday.
Okay, that's fair. I'll do that this year, and then you can't make a big deal of it. Armand, final words?
Goodbye.
Wow.
So insightful.
I love it.
Done?
You owe me 40 minutes, you fuck.